Our final guests of the night are cricket mad fans who love the sport so much they've become amateur cricket commentators, bringing fans across the world the sounds of live cricket.
But the clever thing is, they don't actually attend the matches to do it. They're both called Nigel, and they're here with us now. Good evening, Nigel and Nigel.
Good evening.
So
guys.
it's Nigel Walker and Nigel Henderson.
Can we call you the Bear and Hendo?
You can indeed.
Because that's what they go by, the Bear and Hendo.
That's what you go by. That's what you're known as. Yeah. Well, look, if I could start with you, Mr. Walker, or are you the Bear?
I'm the Bear.
You're the Bear. Okay. Doing commentating from the comfort of your own home, I think it's an act of genius, to be honest. Where did the idea first come from?
First of all, we did the Ashes in 2009, and I started our original thing was Test Match Sofa. We became Guerilla Cricket recently. But because people outside the UK couldn't listen to the BBC's commentary.
Right.
And so you had all these fans around the world who wanted to listen to the Ashes because it was going to be a big series in 2009. And so we just decided, off the cuff, we're going to do it from this guy's, front room. So
and it was, I mean, obviously it was such
was
a
literally
basic setup, like just microphones and headphones, and obviously, internet radio was starting to get quite interesting.
It was, yeah.
And how did you get people to engage? 'Cause I know you were one of the first people to use Twitter as well, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, on our first series we did email and things like that, and then we decided to move on to Twitter, and that's where it really took off, because you can really engage with your the people who listen, because they can tweet you and it's instant, and you can answer their questions, and it comes in so quickly, and you can just get back to them. It's great,
What is it about cricket, if I can come to you, Nigel, that really gets you going? Because a lot of people, I mean, I asked our guests on the sofa over there, I said, are you into cricket? And they I mean, I used to play a bit of cricket. Yeah. I must admit, I don't watch it that much. But what is it that gets, because some people say, any game that takes 5 days, we have to break for a cup of tea every half an hour. So, but why cricket?
2 hours.
It's a game of the mind as much as anything. As much as it being a physical game and an outlet for physicality, it is definitely a game of the mind. There's a lot that goes into it. You have to think about, if you're a captain, you have to think about your batting order, you have to think about your fielding positions, you have to adapt to situations as they occur. It's just a great all-round sport, and aesthetically, I just think it looks great to look at.
And hey, what I love about Guerilla Cricket is the way you guys can analyse for hours and hours and hours the simplest moment, because there's so much scope for debate, isn't there? Oh, you should have done this, no, you should have done that. And there's so many things you can do. Well, guess what, guys? You're here on Living the Life with us, Guerilla Cricket, so we're going to be testing you in a minute, OK? Yeah. How do you feel about being tested?
I'm kind of nervous, actually.
Come on, you've been doing this for years. You'll be fine.
We've been doing this for years. You're going to show pictures, right, on normal telly?
We're going to show a clip, and what we're going to do is we're going to ask you to commentate on that clip. I think the clip that we're seeing first is, you better explain it, because this means nothing to me.
I'll tell you all about it. This is from the IPL, OK? It's the Royal Challengers Bangalore, which I know is one of your favourite teams, versus the Kolkata Knight Riders. Here we go. Commentate on this. 3, 2, 1, go.
OK, man comes in, Kumar's coming to bowl, and the video smashes it out of the ground. Where's it going? It's going all the way down the deep mid-wicket. Oh, my word. He's plucked that right out of the air. It was going for 6. And no, Chris Lynn's just plucked it out of the air. And we're going to go upstairs to see what's going on. They're going to check whether he caught it inside the ropes, but I can see from my replay that looks clearly out. They will carry on, and the third umpires will bang on about this for a little while, but I can clearly see that he's out.
Very good.
That's pretty good.
I think you've both got a great face for radio. No doubt. No doubt about that.
Thank you very much.
Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy what you're doing?
Well, we love it because, I mean, we started off doing it for nothing. Then briefly, we had a period where we were financed. This summer, we've been doing it again for nothing. We would love to do that. I mean, obviously, it's not always possible because we all have to have jobs that we go to. But we have enough people that we can call on to do commentary at various times.
Right, Hendo, we've got the clip now, OK? This is one of your favourites. I want to see lots of energy this time, OK, Hendo?
Energy
this
from
is
me.
Jimmy Anderson, one of our favourites. Here we go. Let's have a look.
Make the ball swing.
Anderson,
and if so,
goes to the end of his run-up. He turns, comes into the crease, up the crease, bowls to Redmond, and he's got him. He's taken out his off stump. He's gone. He's out. He's been completely uprooted by Anderson's brilliant swing from middle and leg to middle and off. And there's no point in Redmond looking back at that because his off stump has gone.
There you go. I think that was great. I enjoyed that one.
That was a beautiful delivery as well, wasn't it?
I'm not saying yours wasn't very good. I'm not suggesting that for a moment.
better than me,
If I could come to our other guests, if I could ask you, Alexi, I mean, look, this idea of, using social media to engage directly with people, do you think there's something, because look, Time Out is a very traditional way of engaging with people. It's a format that many people are saying is disappearing. Do you think, are you seeing yourselves at Time Out that's becoming more and more way through Twitter, through social media?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, actually, a few years ago, we sort of took the leap to being a digital-first company because it just absolutely is the future of media. The ability to communicate directly with people is very powerful, and we sort of see that. It shapes our content so well as well because you just know exactly what people want.
Fantastic. Well, if I can come back to you, the two Nigels, as you'll be henceforth known, okay? Right, obviously, you watch a lot of cricket, you do a lot of great commentary, great characters on Guerilla Cricket, but you play a lot of cricket yourselves as well, don't you?
Well, the Bear plays more now. I've kind of hung up my boots. Last time I tried to play was the authors v the actors, and
there we go. That's the Bear bowling in action there.
That's me keeping wicket.
Oh, sorry, that's you keeping wicket. I beg your pardon.
Bizarrely enough, but
you had your cheeks really puffed up there.
Well, Angus Fraser was batting. I mean, I was overawed, So yeah,
that's pretty cool. So just to put that in perspective,
you haven't got a clue over there, have you?
Just put that in perspective. So Nigel Hedges has kept wicket to one of England's great Test cricketers.
Is that a good?
Yeah,
that's a huge deal.
I bowled him. I think he's smashing out of the park.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah.
Guys, now I know you've got a big series coming up. Tell us how people can tune in and what it is.
Well, it's the Pakistan-Australia series. As we understand it, the ABC in Australia are not going to be sending anyone to cover it. So we have taken it upon ourselves to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and because the series is coming from the UAE, and we'll be providing commentary on the internet at guerillacricket.com from about 6 o'clock in the morning till probably about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's English time, I should say.
English time.
Because there'll be global.
I'm not sure how many Aussie fans we have watching, but we have millions of Pakistan cricket fans watching.
Well, they can
so
tune
hopefully
in.
they will be tuning in. Well, look, stay with us, guys.
Okay.
We're moving on now to somewhere else, because anywhere where there is an animal that you can ride, there's probably some kind of local sport that comes out of it.
Well, in Pakistan, you're going to love this one, yak polo.
Yak polo.
That you think we're crazy, I'm sure, but we'll let Chris Banbury tell you all about it.
From a distance, this may look like any other traditional mountain gathering. A tent-like structure, men in turbans singing folk songs, and boys dancing around in a circle. And then comes the real sporting heroes, men on yaks. But yak polo is an unusual sporting event, even for the folk of the Wakhi community in this remote Brogol Valley, deep in the Himalaya and Hindu Kush ranges of Pakistan. Protected by towering peaks, Brogol Valley is the northernmost valley of Chitral district. It's host to one of the world's lesser-known sports. Yak polo is played at an altitude of nearly 4,000 metres above sea level, so you've got to be tough to withstand the game. It's no wonder that these days, yak polo is a major attraction at the Brogol Festival. For the Wakhi community, this is a special event. The game is played riding on yaks instead of horses, and the terrain of the Himalaya and Hindu Kush mountain ranges brings added challenges. The Brogol Valley lacks basic facilities. Many of its people haven't ever travelled outside the region and aren't familiar with modern facilities like electricity, access to health services, or clean drinking water. The players say yaks are expensive creatures to buy and are hoping for financial assistance to keep the sport alive and develop it further.
I seek the government's help to promote this sport so that people from every nook and corner of the world come here to watch this game.
It is very expensive. One yak costs more than 150,000 rupees. If the government provides support, if not fully, then half of it, this yak polo can survive.
As yaks can't tolerate high temperatures, the ideal time for the sport is morning or the early afternoon. Each polo team has 6 players who swarm and rush towards the opponent's goalpost, some defending and others attacking. Male yaks ridden in the game are aged between 5 and 7 years. The Pamir breed is the yak species of preference, as it's considered very sturdy. A similar sporting event is also held in Mongolia, but here in Pakistan there are a few local customs that make this yak polo unique to the area. It's a lively event. Local music and wacky folk songs fill the air as villagers play instruments while others dance. The 3-day Brogol Festival was introduced in 1999 and generally comprises sporting events including buzkashi, horse racing, marathons, wacky-style polo and, of course, yak polo.